Greek mythology, there were heroes who were renowned for their extraordinary strength. There were gods who were renowned for their destructive power. But there was one man, without fighting, without magic, who was revered by both gods and men. That was Aeacus, the just king, who brought justice from Olympus to earth. Aegina, daughter of the river god Aeacus, was hailed as one of the most beautiful nymphs in the land of Thessaly. And then, as if by a twist of fate, she caught the eye of Zeus, the god of thunder. Zeus, fearing the terrible jealousy of Hera, transformed himself into an eagle, abducted Aegina, and took her to a deserted island in the middle of the Aegean Sea. In that unknown place, Aeacus was born. No one welcomed him, no one witnessed, only the sea wind and the smoldering anger of Hera on Mount Olympus. Zeus, out of love for his son, turned the deserted island into a small kingdom. He breathed life into the earth, endowing the island with its first inhabitants, creating a prosperous community. And the island was named Aegina, after Aeacus' mortal mother. Aeacus grew up surrounded by nature and the people. From a young age, he was different from other children. While his friends argued, he listened. When there was a conflict, he judged, fairly and calmly. Even as a child, Aeacus' words earned the respect of adults. From a demigod child, he became the village judge, and then the pillar of support for the entire island of Aegina. Without a throne, without a crown, Aeacus ruled with morality and integrity, and the people loved him as their patron god. But Hera, goddess of marriage and wife of Zeus, never forgot her hatred. When she discovered that her husband and Aegina's child was being worshipped by the people, she was furious. A terrible plague came to Aegina. No one knew where it came from, only that it killed faster than wildfire. People fell in long lines, children, old men, warriors, priests. No one escaped. Aeacus was powerless. He had no one to rule over, no one to protect. From a prosperous island, Aegina became a field of death. Hera did not kill Aeacus. She left him to live, alone in his grief. With nothing left to lose, Aeacus went to the highest point of the island, knelt under the moonlight, turned to Olympus, and prayed. I do not want to be king, nor do I ask for justice. Only let this land live once more. And Zeus answered, not with a thunderbolt, but with a dream. When he awoke, Aeacus could not believe his eyes. New people, young, strong, as resilient as ants, were living on the island. They were the Myrmidons, descendants of ants, born of steadfastness and unyielding faith. Again, Aegina was resurrected, this time not by God, but by a man, Aeacus. The people knelt before him not because of his blood, but because his heart was the scale of justice. From that blood came heroes: Telamon, father of Ajax; Peleus, father of Achilles. They were the strongest waves in the Trojan War. But fate has not left Aeacus alone. The two sons he trusted would soon commit crimes that would leave him with a painful choice: justice or blood. And it was this tragedy that would pave the way for Aeacus to become the judge of the Underworld. After the terrible tragedy on the island of Aegina, when life seemed to have been completely extinguished, Aeacus did not give up. The young man, now a man, knelt before Zeus, the most powerful father of Olympus, begging for a miracle to save the islanders and himself. Zeus, sensing his son's pain, gave Aeacus a magical gift. The ants, once small, patient, and resilient, were transformed into mighty warriors, new humans called myrmidons. Aeacus became the first king of the myrmidons, the leader of a new people, strong and absolutely loyal. Under Aeacus, the myrmidons were not only warriors, but also an orderly and just society. Aeacus was renowned for his absolute wisdom and integrity. The most complicated cases were handled by him without bias, whether the offender was a god or a mortal. Aeacus' fame spread far and wide throughout the Greek cities. He was called the symbol of unwavering justice and integrity. Even the other gods respected him and sought him out to settle disputes. One day, a fallen god or hero crossed the line of justice. Aeacus, as the impartial judge, had to render judgment, regardless of fear, regardless of the power of the subject. Aeacus' absolute fairness was tested, and he stood firm, determined to defend what was right, regardless of who his opponent was. Aeacus was not only king of the myrmidons, but also became an arbitrator between gods and mortals. The gods asked him to settle disputes, a testament to Aeacus' prestige and position. But the tragedy did not end there. Aeacus' two sons, Telamon and Peleus, committed serious crimes, causing pain to their parents and the island of Aeaca. Between love and duty, Aeacus faced the most bitter choice. Should he put justice above blood ties, or should he overlook his son's mistakes? It was this family tragedy and painful choice that led Aeacus to a new mission, to become one of the three supreme judges of the Greek underworld, where he would keep the balance of justice between souls, judging the fate of the dead. When a life has fulfilled its mission on earth, it is not an end, but a transition to a new journey. Aeacus, the fair king of Aeaca, now enters a timeless role. In the eyes of the gods, Aeacus did not hesitate. He accepted his new role, becoming one of the three supreme judges of the underworld. Not the king of an island, but the keeper of justice for countless souls, regardless of whether they were divine or mortal. This is a role without end, a sacred responsibility that transcends both life and death. In the underworld, Aeacus practices absolute justice, regardless of high or low, great or small crimes. Every soul is judged fairly and transparently. His integrity is the measuring stick, helping to balance the light and darkness in the world where souls reside. Justice is not always easy to do. Aeacus faced the most difficult decisions when love and law clashed, when forgiveness and punishment were intertwined. But he never wavered, because Aeacus understood that true justice is not just punishment, but also a lesson, a balance between light and darkness. The story of Aeacus teaches us a valuable lesson. Integrity and justice are not just ephemeral values of earthly life, but can resonate forever, transcending all boundaries of time and space. An individual with absolute honesty can become a symbol of eternal justice, serving a purpose greater than life. Aeacus, From a mortal king to the eternal judge of hell, proves the power of righteousness to overcome all challenges. His justice is the guiding light for all souls, for humanity and the entire divine world. Thank you for following the story of Aeacus. If you love deep myths and philosophies, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next videos. See you again.